Hi, I'm Nicole Bowman-Layton with the Truan Herald. Today we're reporting on the Edenton Police Department. Officer Adams, a 7-year veteran, saw a need in our community to provide free personal protection equipment. If you go to the Edenton Police Department on Oakum Street, you'll be able to pick up some of the things that he created with his own time and his own money with a 3D printer. So in a moment we'll show you the video of Officer Adams explaining how he came to make these masks, and we hope you enjoy it.
Good afternoon, Edenton. My name is Officer Adams with the Edenton Police Department. I'm here talking to you today to offer you some things that may help in the COVID pandemic. I've been with the Edenton Police Department now for a little more than 7 years. I'm currently attempting to work on my nursing degree and hopefully eventually get into the medical field, which is what kind of kicked all of this off. I figure since I can't fight COVID, with the other doctors, I figured I'd try and fight it my own way. What I've got here are medical supplies for the general public as well as first responders. What I did was I purchased a couple of 3D printers and printed these objects out. What a 3D printer is it takes wires of plastic and it melts it and goes over and literally prints out an object with melted plastic. Not incredibly hard to use, but it's definitely an interesting technology. What I used was PLA filament, which is a type of plastic. I've currently got red and blue colors, but I recently ordered more blue, white, and black. So if you don't like blue or red, maybe black and white are your colors. What I've got to offer the medical personnel in the town for now is going to be ear guards. What these are, they protect your ears from the masks that you wear. Since you have to wear your masks pretty much all shift long, these strands probably irritate your ears. This goes on the back of your head, and you take the strands from your mask off your ears and latch it onto the hooks. And hopefully it'll take the strands off your ears and your ears will be a little bit less irritated throughout your shift. For the general public, I know not everybody has been able to get their hands on masks because they're hard to order online. You can't find them in stores at all locally. So what I decided to try and do is to make something that can be used for everyone. These are mask frames. I don't claim credit for designing these. I found these designs online. I just made them. So what the mask frames are, they're just simple plastic frames, and you can get your own tie straps. You can take any filter material you desire, whether that's a towel, t-shirt, fine silk cloth, it doesn't matter. You can take whatever you have on hand, cut it out, place it over the top of the frame, and mount it to your face, creating a perfect seal around your face. You just tie it on like so. That way, if you have not had the opportunity to get your mask or know somebody who's been able to make you one, then this is an alternative that you can use. They come in 3 sizes, large, medium, and small for each person's face size. So if you don't have a mask and you need one, Edenton Police Department has got your back. And for our first responders out there, I've made reusable masks. Now, I've done as much research as I can, and I've attempted to make these as best as I can to make these actually 100% effective, not 100%, but effective against COVID. So how this works, in the event that we start running low on supplies, such as surgical masks and N95s, this mask right here will extend our supplies until we can get new shipments. You take your N95 or your surgical mask and you cut it into 2.5-inch squares. You can usually get about 5 out of surgical masks. Depending on your N95, you may even be able to get more. You wrap it around your filter piece, and you snap it into place, thereby turning one mask into multiple. These masks are made out of window sealant, hot glue, and PLA filament. I've also sealed the outside of them to seal any possible cracks that COVID or any other viruses may be able to sneak its way into on the outside with Mod Podge, which is a type of school glue. Just to sanitize them, you just take an alcohol wipe or hydrogen peroxide and you just wipe the outside of the mask, cleaning it off. So I'm hoping in the future I can get better plastic material to print these off with and create higher and higher quality masks. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. In the future, I'm intending on making face shields as well. If our medical staff, whether it's our nursing homes, our first responders, or even, God forbid, our hospital, starts running out of protective equipment, I'm going to do what I can to keep supplies in our local area as stocked as I possibly can. So our leaders are talking about a possible second wave. So I'd rather be prepared now than wait for it to hit. So if you guys need masks, or if you need an ear guard, or if the general public just needs something, anything to help protect themselves, just come to the local police department and we will give you something that you may be able to use. And free. Supplies last. Although I did just get a whole new shipment in, I'm waiting on my new printers to come in, so I'll be able to produce these things on a much, much greater scale. So even if the entire city needs one, that's a bit ambitious, but I may be able to help.
This is the Schwan Herald. Is it comfortable wearing those things? They look pretty neat, actually.
Oh, you're welcome to try.
Can I try?
Yeah.
I'm not messing them up. I don't want to mess up any of the masks.
No.
You guys actually need them.
Yeah, well, this one's mine. If you
All
want
right,
to try,
so yeah,
you're perfect.
I'm not messing anybody or taking it. You can still use it after I breathe into it.
I'll sanitize it.
I brush my teeth.
Or I'll just make a new one.
All right, whatever. I haven't done this yet, even though I should. I've been hiding in my house. Like you're supposed to. So like that?
Mm-hmm.
What I do
Well,
with
you
it?
actually take the bottom strap and put that one on first.
All right, so do the bottom strap.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the most tricky parts of this thing is getting the proper fit. So in order to actually properly fit these, I actually put a user manual out. You heat the plastic with a blow dryer and then you mold it to your face to create a complete and total seal. So by all accounts, it should actually, as long as you have good filter material, it should protect you from COVID with a complete seal.
So if I had this in black, I'd be like Bane from Batman. This is pretty neat, actually.
Well, I've actually got black filament.
Oh yeah, you see, so you know what I'm talking about when Bane,
The dude with the mask and that one Batman thing where he tried to blow up Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make one of these things?
5.5 hours.
Just one mask takes 5 hours?
Just to print it.
Wow.
And then to assemble it with
You should be
gas.
charging for something like that.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of cheating.
I'm not trying to.
Oh, no. I'm kind of cheating here. All I got to do is just press play and walk away. As
Oh,
long as
okay,
the printer
okay.
doesn't mess up, that's 5.5 hours doing its thing.
Okay.
So oftentimes I'd press play, go to work.
Okay, so it's not like you're just sitting there watching
No.
like a microwave or anything.
Only if the machine starts acting up, which it did quite a bit. But other than that, most of these masks were just printed with press play, walk away.
How'd you come up with the idea for this? This is genius.
The internet.
Here-
I'm not the first one to do this. I'm not the first one. The first ones to do this were, I think, people up in New York.
And you guys, if I remember correctly at the beginning, like everybody else, we were down on the totem pole of masses where Durham was getting it, Greens, you know the drill. Eastern North Carolina is usually the last kid in the house that gets anything.
Well, that's kind of.
And that's probably why I figured you did that.
Well, that's why I did, is because I knew since we were such a small area, those supplies are not coming to us. I mean, we've got entire nations fighting over this stuff.
Yeah.
You think Edenton's gonna be able to compete against other nations? Not so much. So I thought, all right, well, I'll go ahead this was at the beginning of April. I thought, well, they're calling for a peak in COVID towards the end of April. I was like, I can get these machines and I can try and print off as many as I possibly can and hopefully be able to restock the hospital if things really get bad enough. The hospital, unfortunately, has their own policies they need to follow. They can't accept homemade masks.
But these are awesome.
Yeah, as long as they work properly and they have a proper fit. And that's the big issue, is that not everybody's face size is the same. So you literally have to heat this up, mold it to your face in order to get a proper seal. Because if you don't have a proper seal and any air escapes, then all the virus is going to do is just going to go up and over.
Like a chain link fence. Yeah.
Exactly. But so I was like, okay, well, I can't make masks for the hospital. So what I can do, and this was actually invented by a Boy Scout up in Canada, I think.
Go Boy Scouts. Our kids are Boy Scouts.
Yeah. And these are just ear guards. Well, these don't serve a medical purpose. So there's no liability to using them. The hospitals don't have to worry about getting sued. No lives are in danger. And it's just a comfort device. I thought, well, okay, I can make these. So I made about 50 of them and gave them over to the hospital. I have a friend of mine who's also doing the same thing. As I was searching the internet, I found these mask frames. And I thought, I can make these really quickly. And not everybody in our town may not be able to afford a mask, or they may not even be able to find one.
Do you think by doing this, just to give our department a thumbs up, you guys are on the cutting edge of all this? I mean, I don't know if anybody else in the area doing it.
I don't know about this area. Like I said, I can't claim credit for these designs. I can't even claim credit for this idea. I got all of that off the internet. So there are multiple other people throughout the nation, as well as the world, that are doing this. I'm just doing what I can to help in the fight.
Miles and Nicole for Swan Herald Report with Chief Coleman. And stay safe. Get one of those black bean masks and go at it.